Hi everyone, I'm Heather with Berner Babies, and today's video is going to be about continuing the kennel training that we start here at Berner Babies. So for most of my families, they are participating in the kennel training, so I want to first just say that I really appreciate that. I really think that it helps not just the families, but really the puppies in their transition to their new homes. So on average, I would say most everybody is participating. Almost 100% of every litter is kennel trained, and occasionally I'll have maybe one puppy, maybe two tops that don't participate in that kennel training. So I thought that this would be a really excellent video to do to how to kind of continue on the success of the kennel training once they leave. Most puppies, when they go home, are going to cry for maybe 10 minutes. They're going to kind of test you to see if you're going to let them out of the kennel just because you're new. And so they want to know, are you going to let me out of the kennel if I cry? The answer to that is going to be no, you are not going to let them out of the kennel just because they cry. So let's start with placement of the kennel. So right now, when the puppies go to bed, they cannot see us once they go to bed. And I think that that's important. So if you put them in your bedroom, for example, I think they're going to have more, they're going to be more likely to cry. And that's because they can see you. And so when they see us, they automatically know that they're going to be let out of their kennel. And so if they can see you, in bed or whatever, they think, okay, well, you should be letting us out then. And so if you can put them in a bathroom or a laundry room or, somewhere that maybe they can't see you in the middle of the night, they'll be less likely to cry. And so I think that that's important, at least while they're kind of transitioning into the new home and things like that. And once they get used to your home, and then you can move them into your bedroom. And that's actually what I do here at my home as well. The kennels for my puppies, while they're kennel training into my home, they're actually in our living room. And then once they kind of get used to the environment and the sounds of the house and kind of our routine, and then they're moved into my bedroom. And that's just so that they don't disturb us in the middle of the night. So I think that's really important, the placement of the kennel and where that's going to go. I don't think it should be in your bedroom, at least while they're kind of learning the new home. So that's number one. Number two, how it works here and what my kind of recommendation is we put a puppy pad down at the bottom of the kennel, and then we put their blanket. And that's just in case they happen to go potty. The potty will kind of sink through the blanket into the puppy pad to help keep the puppy dry throughout the middle of the night. Now, the time your puppy leaves, we're seeing less and less accidents. Excuse me, my allergies are horrible. So I've been coughing all morning. But that really is to help keep your puppy dry throughout the night if they happen to go potty. So I am a real stickler on not letting the puppies out in the middle of the night. And here's why. So we take your puppy's food and water away at 7 p.m. And then your puppies go to bed between 9 and 9:30 every evening. And that is to help prevent accidents in the middle of the night. So, and then that should kind of reduce any potty accidents, any pooping accidents, things like that. And then your puppy wakes up between 5:30 and 6:30, kind of depending on what we have going on that morning. But, let's say on average 6 a.m. So your puppy having that food and water taken away and then going potty right before bedtime, should really limit those accidents. And so if they cry in the middle of the night, my philosophy is to let them cry. And here's why. Because they're very, very smart. And so they learn, I cry, you let me out. Maybe I have to go potty. Maybe I don't have to go potty. Maybe I just want to play. And so that kind of trend goes well beyond the not being able to hold it through in the middle of the night. And so you continue to get up in the middle of the night to let them go out, at 9 months old, 10 months old, a year old. And so it's something that if you start to do, you continue to do well beyond the potty training phase. And so I do not let my puppies out in the middle of the night. I sometimes will adjust that food and water If I see that my puppy is continuing to go potty in the middle of the night, I'll take the food and water away at 6:30, or I'll put them to bed at 10 p.m. I will adjust that schedule a little bit. I might even get up at 5 a.m. instead to try to help them not have potty accidents in the middle of the night, rather than waking up in the middle of the night to let them out. I think it sets a bad precedence, and it really, sets the tone for really their whole life, is what you do right now. So there's that. So there are some tips and tricks of what you can do if your puppy does continue to cry. There are some puppies that just really have a hard time with their transition. It's nothing maybe necessarily that you're doing wrong. It has a lot to do with maybe homesickness more than anything. So in that transition letter, the one that starts with congratulations in your puppy packet, there's many tips and tricks that you can do. So taking home blankets that smell like home really does a lot of good. And then I send you home with a toy that smells like home too. So in addition to those things, your puppy doesn't want to be alone. So if they're really struggling with the transition, those things that smell like here will help quite a bit. Another thing that you can do is you can take like an old towel or an old washcloth, just something that if it happens to get potty on it isn't going to be a big deal. And you can just kind of rub it on your skin so that it smells like you, and you can put that in the kennel with your puppy, and so they don't feel so alone. Some puppies just really have a hard time leaving, and I guess I take that as a compliment. They're happy here, and that's great, but that just makes your job a little bit harder on your end. And so the kennel training does help a lot, but it doesn't always help with the sadness and the depression that sometimes comes with leaving our home and going to yours. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind too. But most puppies, I'm going to say 99% of puppies, they're going to cry for about 10 minutes because they're used to the kennel. They're just going to test you, say, if I cry, will you let me out? The answer is always no. They are okay. And, so long as you don't give in, they're completely fine. And they'll sleep throughout the night. They'll wake up around 6 usually. You let them out in the morning. The very first few days, those very first few mornings, you want to pick them up and take them to whichever door they need to go potty to. Because here, we open all the kennels and they go darting out because they know, like where their mother is, for example. And so they'll go darting to their mother and out the doggy door. So they already kind of know their routine here, but they won't know your routine at your home. So when you first open up that kennel in the morning, they're going to go darting out looking to go potty, but they won't know where to go. So it's very important that you pick them up and you take them to the door and then outside, and they should immediately go potty. They're actually very good at that part. They usually would all go running to their mother and right out the doggy door to go potty. So so long as they know where to go. And I would do that for the first 3 or 5 days. And then after that, they should kind of know where to go. And then they should just follow you. So you'll just quickly walk to that door and open it so they can go outside and go potty. And they should, pick that up pretty quickly. So I just wanted to make this video. Again, I apologize. I've been coughing all morning from my allergies. But I just wanted to make this video fairly quickly. There is a ton of information in that transition letter. Again, it starts with congratulations, with tips and tricks. If your puppy is struggling with the transition and just kind of having a little bit of sorrow from leaving mostly their siblings, I like to think it's me, but usually it's not me. It's more their siblings. But if there is a little bit of depression with leaving Berner Babies and transitioning into your home, please don't take it personal. It has nothing to do with you or your family. It's really a sorrow about leaving everything they know behind. And so your puppy may just be struggling a little bit with that. And so there's some tips and tricks about, helping them, encouraging them, and how to help them through that. So I hope this video helps you. And I hope that your puppy is very successful in their kennel training. I really do think that it helps you. And I think that it helps your puppy transition into your home a lot easier. So like I said, 99+%, it truly helps and there's no issue. And but some of them struggle just a little bit. So I hope that this helps, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Like and subscribe below for more videos. Bye, guys.